is vehemently opposed to e-tolls and labour brokers. Wolifant, the minister, hinted at hypocrisy while delivering the keynote address at Cosatu's elective conference or congress in Midrand. But the president of Cosatu, Dlamini, says that there was once an embarrassment to the leadership of Cosatu on the campaign against e-tolls when it was shown that one of Cosatu's investment companies had shares in a construction company building the e-tolls. He says then it was linked to the issue. Dlamini also say they are now linked to the very same e-tolls again. Now, for a recap on what happened yesterday at the Cosatu Congress, we now cross live to our reporter, Aldrin Sampear, who is covering the Congress for us since Monday. Aldrin, a very good morning to you and welcome.
Good morning, Elvis.
Now, the Congress is ending today. What can we look forward to today?
Well, yeah, the Congress concludes today, and I'm almost scared to say what's expected to happen today, because if you consider that some of the issues that were expected to be discussed on the second day, like the organizational report, as well as the financial statement, as well as that the slot in the program where they were supposed to discuss the appeal of NUMSA as well as the appeal of Zwelinzima, that hasn't happened yet, and now we're already in the last day of this 4-day Congress. But we do expect that the election results of yesterday that took place for the Deputy General Secretary will be announced later today, and some resolutions are also expected to take place. But right now I am joined by Begin Jalinjalu, who is still the Acting General Secretary of Cosatu. But by the end of this Congress, when we leave, you will be the General Secretary of Cosatu. Let's first start there. What's on your to-do list?
There's too many to be done for Cosatu to be able to regain its positions. Firstly, I think is the question of the organizational discipline that has still to be instilled. The question of talking to all unions so that they can feel home and be able to make the positive contribution, to be respected and all understand that they got a positive contribution to make. They must feel home. We have to attend to the unions in the private sectors which are declining, which have an internal kind of infighting. So those are among those that need to be attended urgently.
And I guess the other thing is making sure that you have a unified federation, considering that some of the affiliates coming into this Congress were obviously going to raise the issue around Zwelinzima and NUMSA, but making sure that those unions feel that they're still part of this federation.
Indeed, they've been part of this federation. We're going to discuss the appeal of Zwelinzima, who in any way has indicated that he's not interested to appeal. NUMSA has indicated publicly he's not going to appeal. Nonetheless, all those issues are on our agenda. I think the Congress will make an expression on those particular issues. It's unfortunate that we have traveled so far that we have lost that unions. We lost the General Secretary, but the decision that were taken were the right decision at that time for the purpose of organizational discipline.
And the issue around Limusa as well, we heard Fao and Sakao obviously going on and on about the issue that Limusa is not supposed to be part of the federation. They've also mentioned that they'd like to see a situation where NUMSA is being brought back into the fold of Cosatu. The former deputy president, Kgalema Motlanthe, also mentioned that it is unheard of that 340,000 members be expelled from a federation.
It is true that it has never happened before, but it does not mean it cannot happen. NUMSA, in its origin, when it was Mao, splitted into two. The one that was led by Enoch Godongwane, and the other one that was led by Moses Mayekiso. And I think they would have learned from that experience if these were the people who are leading it now were aware of those particular facts. Splitting or dismissal of an organization is a painful exercise. But there are leaders who lead this organization who got confidence from their members. You can't isolate leaders from the organization that they lead. We'll engage and we'll continue engaging to realize our dream of one union, one industry, one country, one federation. The issues of Lemusa was admitted in terms of the Cosatu Constitution. They proved membership to us. They indicated that they got a constitution. They are registered with the Department of Labor. What people were clinging on was that Lemusa did not provide an audited financial statement. Indeed, they did not, because they were younger than a year. They will not produce an audited financial statement, but we hope that they've been able to cough out their concern. I think it's not about Lemusa. It's about NUMSA in their view, that the Federation had made a mistake by admitting Lemusa when NUMSA appeal was pending. We have a different view.
But do you admit that you have flouted the constitution of Cosatu? As you rightly said right now, Lemusa didn't come with a financial statement, audited financial statement.
They don't have. The people are trying to interpret the constitution. The constitution was written on assumption that unions who come to Cosatu will have been older than a year, for an example, to be able to have an audited financial statement. Nothing in the constitution says that if you are younger than a year, which meaning you don't have an audited financial statement, you can't be admitted to a federation. The unions who joined and found Cosatu, many of them did not even have financial statements. But the issue they were raising, as I'm saying, is not about Lemusa, it's about NUMSA. So I think they raised it twice now in a Congress. I think it's behind them now. We hope they are going to heal and realize that we need to move on and build a federation.
Okay, let's speak about Minister Mildred Oliphant's speech yesterday. Quite big concerns that she raised there. The use of membership fees to go into investments and some dodgy investments.
Yes, she raised that issues which we accepted has been raised by the Federation along the way, that the investment, the union investment is an element of divisions, because there is a competition as to who handle it, who become the CEO of those particular companies. They are very divisive, but they are necessary, because unions cannot rely on the subscription to carry their political program.
I'm sorry to interject you right there. We have to go straight to the National Council of Provinces, where President Jacob Zuma is expected to address the House.